Okay, let's do a quick tour of the syllabus. So I'll click over there to find the syllabus, and we just want the section specific stuff in this. College-wide policies that are in every course. You can click here, but we want to look at this for our tour. I can make that a little bit bigger. And so, Math 2403, this is the Web 2 section for spring 2021. And my contact information, really, it's, the email. I mean, you can call, but the best thing to do is send email. Office hours are by appointment. Now, we can do those in my office. That's 117 Fugit. That's also in the contact information back here. So my instructor, their office 117 Fugit. And go back to the syllabus here for a moment. And so you can come to my office. We can arrange that. We can do it virtually using something like Google Meets and or Google Meet, I think it's singular, and we can also just converse through email. That's fine, and we can use the telephone, but it's probably easiest to set that up first through email. And my biggest thing is I encourage you to take advantage of meeting with me and asking questions, that sort of thing. You learn most when you're asking questions. That's true for anyone. Okay, that's when any of us learn, is when we start asking questions, because it means we're thinking about the material. And so do not be bashful about contacting me. Please, please, please contact me on any questions. I have maybe, let's see, I don't know how many years I've been teaching, a lot, 25 or so. And I think possibly maybe in that 25 years there's been a student who just asked too much. Maybe. And, but generally speaking, that's what you're supposed to do as a student, is ask questions, and what I'm supposed to do as a teacher is try to answer them. And so now sometimes I'll answer them with a question, but nonetheless, that's what I do. So please, please, please don't be bashful about office hours and setting up appointments, asking questions, that sort of thing. Course description, text, it's an online text. So again, if we go back here, here's my textbook. If I click there, it's this introductory statistics with randomization and simulation. There's a textbook website and so forth. Here's a direct link to the textbook. If I click that, I get the textbook. Now I suggest you download the textbook onto your computer, your phone, whatever you're going to read it on. Go ahead and download it to that, so you have it there. Okay. Course objectives, we'd really like you to learn something about statistics, outcomes. Hopefully you'll show us you've learned something about statistics. Then we get to what you really care about, is how is your grade determined. We have module discussions, so we'll talk about modules in a minute. Module quizzes, module projects. So those are the sort of day-to-day or week-to-week type things that we do. Discussions are 10% of the grade, quizzes are 15%, and projects are 50% of the grade. And then there's a final project and some preliminary presentation stuff to help you get going on it, worth 25% of the grade. So there's 100% of your grade. And down here it explains a little bit more. So the discussions, you're given a discussion prompt and each module, and you answer that first, and then also look at other people's answers to different prompts or possibly the same prompt, and you make comments on that. So there are two things you do with the discussions. You give your portion, your contribution, and then you take a look at what others have contributed and you comment on it. Quizzes. There's a quiz with each module, or hopefully there will be. Most of them will be online, and so you'll take the quizzes online. You're given multiple attempts. Now it says a fixed amount of time. That's fixed amount of time between now and 3 years from now or something. So I guess technically, sure, there's a fixed amount of time. You can't go past the end of the semester, but I haven't tried putting a time limit on them in the sense of like an hour or 2 hours or something like that. So you can take, it says multiple attempts. You can take each quiz twice. You'll take the quiz once. You'll get it scored, you'll get that feedback, and then you can take it again with each module. Projects, these are to kind of drive home the concepts and also to get you ready for the final project. So each module, you go through their guided project. The first couple, pretty much it says, hey, type this, do that, and then write it up. It pretty much tells you what to do, and if you do what it tells you, you will get a very good score. And so it starts out that way, and then as they go, they get a little less and a little less prescriptive, so that you are more ready to do the final project more independently at that point. So now, and it says on the final project, this is a chance to work independently. Now, independently can be an independent group, so you can work with a total of 4 people on that final project. And there will be more about that in coming weeks here. Notice it mentions modules 2 through 7 here for some preliminary presentations. I'm not sure you'll have something. Well, yeah, we did last semester. We had something to do in every module. I wasn't sure if we'll do it in every single module, but certainly we'll start in module 2 with that. So the final project, which is module 8, will be up in during module 2, and so you'll see it then, if not a little sooner. Grading scale. So you take this weighted average. Now I have to go in and fix something, because these weights change slightly from what was in Blackboard, so I think I have to go change those a little bit. Our grading in Blackboard does pretty well. So if your grades go in and you look at its weighted average in your Blackboard scoring, I think it does pretty well. I still wouldn't trust it if I were you. Look at your individual scores. But another reason you don't want to trust it is if you're late on something, I don't put a 0, and Blackboard says, hey, if there's no score, if it's just missing, then I just won't put it into the weighted average. And so, if you got let's go find something here like discussion. Say you've done a couple, 3 discussions, and you got 10 out of 10 on all of them. But you have done nothing else. You have not turned in a project. You have not turned in any quizzes, nothing. and maybe there were, more discussions that should have been turned in. You didn't do any of it, but you turned in a couple of discussions for 10 points. Blackboard would tell you you have 100% in the class, okay, because I haven't manually put in zeros for you. So you have to be very, very careful with Blackboard's weighted grading. And so for that reason, I may actually try to take that column out, because people are confused by it. Usually people who are doing what they're supposed to, they're fine because everything's in. The grade's not bad. It's reasonably close to the right grade, within a point or two usually. But if you're not doing so well, and those are usually the people who are all worried about it, it doesn't reflect your grade very well at all because you haven't turned in a lot of work maybe. Okay, so if I can pull that column out of there, I might just do that. And so you'll see all your individual scores, but not an average. You can always ask me what your average is. Okay, so the content and the module idea. There are 8 modules. Now, the reason for that is we kind of base this on an 8-week course. Those are the short courses we do for like online and that sort of thing, half semester things. So we've got those across the college are set up as 8 modules. Well, we have 16 weeks, and so that works out well. And so weeks 1 and 2 are module 1, weeks 3 and 4 are module 2, and so forth. So every 2 weeks is a module. Most things are due at the end of the module, so you have to pace yourself and work on these things. You can get them done early, that's fine. But many things will be due on Sunday at the end of the 2 weeks. So our first major due date is January 31st. Now, there are a few things due a little earlier in any given module. The discussions, the original discussion post is always due nearly a week earlier. It's on the Monday in the middle of this, so what is that? That's 25th, 18th, so that'd be the 31st, 24th. Yeah, the 25th. So your first discussion post is due January 25th. That's a Monday, and they're always at the end of the day, 11:59 p.m. And so that's how this all works until the very last module, and then the final project work and so forth and presentation are due at the final exam time. And so there are no exams, just the projects and the discussions and the quizzes. And I think that gets us to the end of the syllabus. So there is our quick review of the syllabus, or a quick tour of the syllabus. And I think, yeah, that's, well, we have the important dates, and for these are 2021. Great, yes, those are the correct dates, and so you have those as well. Alrighty, and I'll leave you with, again, going back up here to office hours by appointment. Ask questions, lots and lots and lots and lots of questions. The more questions you ask, the better you will do, the more you will learn. So, please do that. And good luck.